Hey guys, how's it going? Eli here, back with another video where today we're going to be going over my top picks for 2022 in regards to sealed invested product. Without further ado, let's just jump right into it. So as always, doing our weekly giveaways, today we're going to be announcing our winners for the week. All you have to do there, as always, is be subscribed to the YouTube channel, leave a like, and comment down below on any of the 3 videos I post each and every week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So congratulations, of course, because we have 3 winners each and every week, to the 3 winners. You can see right here on screen, Mount Silver Hiker, Powerlifting 101, and then They Call Me Damage. So congratulations to you 3. As always, if you just want to send me an email proof of kind of showing that it really is you, as well as on top of that your address information, so that we can get the Fusion Strike Pack shipped out to you shortly. As far as it goes as well, for those people that don't know, we're about 30 subscribers away from hitting 1,000 subs. Can't thank you guys enough, and once we hit that milestone, we will be, of course, giving away 8 packs instead of 6 to each and every person that wins, as well as, on top of the fact of the matter, with Brilliant Star coming out shortly, less than a month now, we're going to be also giving away Brilliant Star as soon as the set is finally released. So without further ado, let's just jump right into the video. So there's a couple of things I kind of want to, get out of the way in regards to the main topic of this video. Obviously, I've made videos about Elite Trainer boxes, and I think they're going to do well. I've made videos on investment advice in regards to booster boxes. I've made investment videos in regards to Pokemon Center Elite Trainer boxes, special Elite Trainer boxes. So this is going to be kind of a combination of the 3. I'm also going to do as well another video talking about my overrated investment, as well as I saw there was a little bit of a demand, even though this was kind of the overwhelming demand for the poll that I gave out 2 days ago. But we're also going to do one on kind of understandings on how to make money from a medium, short, and then long-term perspective. I've kind of talked about 3 different types of investors before, but I haven't really gone in depth on a lot of the strategies that I personally use, as well as what a lot of investors use in regards to investing in Pokemon product. But this is, like I said, going to be a main fusion of the 3 kind of my top picks. Obviously, my booster box, I think I picked 4 or 5 that I really liked, and then the Elite Trainer box ones, I've kind of talked about that as well, but this is going to be kind of singling out my top picks. So first one, and this is not in any specific order, but I will tell you, of course, if I do like one the most over the other. But I'm just going to keep beating this drum until the end of the day. Evolving Skies booster boxes, guys. I mean, I cannot say enough. I've been beating on that drum for Evolving Skies. I mean, it's not hard for most people that have been in the hobby for long. Know that since August, man, Evolving Skies has been the king of the set for Sword and Shield era. I think it's the best set out of all of them. I think it blows all of the other ones out of the way. Obviously, I've been saying sub $100 that I think Evolving Skies was an amazing opportunity. It's up to 130. I do think that as far as it goes, obviously it's been climbing a lot recently. If you can get it for below 120, I think you're still in a really good sweet spot, long-term investment. Not a bad investment, especially if you're looking at it from a long term, but from a flipping perspective, I think once we start pushing that 140, I think that's a little bit too expensive in my personal taste, if of course I were to try and buy this, flip it in 5 to 6 months. However, at the end of the day, I still think it's a great investment long term. Not to mention the fact of the matter, I've made this before. Historically speaking, we've seen a lot of reprints occur for sets right before the kind of release, or I shouldn't say release necessarily, but the overall Pokemon Worlds competition usually happens anywhere between a 3 to 6 month range. And the Evolving Skies booster box is not going to go out of rotation for at least another year and a half. So I wouldn't be surprised if it got, multiple reprints leading up to that, especially considering it is also a very high demand set. Now, one thing I will also mention as far as a lot of these picks are going to be ones that some I think are potential good opportunities as it currently stands, but then others as well are going to be opportunities that you could see potentially in the near future. And that is going to lead into one of my next picks that I think is going to do really well, Brilliant Star Booster Box. So once again, very similar concept. I think Brilliant Star, as far as it goes, obviously when I say very similar concept, Evolving Skies, I think there's going to be reprints in the future. So if you're trying to look at potential opportunities, I think that you could get in now and then you can dollar cost average later. If there is a reprint, it's always safe than sorry. Get in it a little bit now. If it goes up, great, you can flip that, or you can just continue to hold it. And if a reprint goes down, guess what? You just double down, get another opportunity. Brilliant Star is going to have a very similar kind of process, except for it's going to be a lot faster paced. And what I mean by faster paced, Brilliant Star comes out in a month, right? Less than a month. It's at 132. At its lows, going for around 105, 110. We're saying to ourselves, as soon as Wave 1 comes out, depending upon how much is dropped and how much of an actual price difference, you could either see it go up slightly or you could see it go down slightly. However, historically speaking, once we start to see these Wave 2 sets come out, and there's going to be a massive Wave 2 from what I've seen, especially from what I've been allocated from my distributors for Brilliant Star, I wouldn't be surprised if you started to see it push $100. Now, obviously, with that being said, none of this is financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. This is just my personal opinion on the matter, but I would not be surprised if once you start to push Wave 2, you're really going to see the prices start to go down. So with that being said, same kind of strategy in regards to Evolving Skies. Do I think Brilliant Star, in my personal opinion, is a good time to get in now? My personal opinion, honestly, no, because the set hasn't even been released. There's going to be so many reprints for it. So I think if you can get it for around $100 or less, once it starts to hit those reprints, I think that's a good kind of marker of value. Now, of course, it could go lower, and that's more opportunity. In my personal opinion, anything under 100 is a great deal. It could go higher. It could go, only as low as 110. And in my personal opinion, 110 is still a solid steal because it's still technically $30 under MSRP. So with that being said, Brilliant Star, from what we've seen from the set, it looks like it's going to be a really strong performing set, especially in the Sword and Shield era. In my personal opinion, we haven't really had super duper strong sets in regards to overall performance. Battle Styles, Chilling Reign, Sword and Shield base, Rebel Clash, not really super strong performing sets. Vivid Voltage has been doing really well, of course. Darkness Ablaze is kind of a mid set, if I'm being completely honest. Has the Charizards, nothing really special else about it. And then on top of that, of course, you got Fusion Strike, which I think is a little underrated. You could make an argument for investing in Fusion Strike, but I'm going to put that more of as an honorable mention than I am going to be with the booster boxes. And I'll actually talk a little bit more about Fusion Strike later. So the next one we're actually going to be taking a look at, and another thing too, I try and pick some of these items as ones that you could potentially buy if you wanted to right now. Next items we're going to be picking. Obviously, this is going to, like I said, center around the 3 kind of videos we made last time. Sword and Shield Brilliant Star Pokemon Center Elite Trainer Box pre-release. So for those people that don't know, I'm on the Pokemon Center website. If I click on it right now, I am able to, as you guys can see, pre-order it to my cart, product added. This has been available for, I want to say, the past couple of weeks now. And so, the odds of your order getting filled are pretty high. And with that being said, one of the reasons why I love this Elite Trainer Box is because, as we've talked about in some of my older videos in regards to Elite Trainer Box investment, Elite Trainer Box percentage-wise tend to outperform booster boxes. Now, it's not to say that booster boxes are not a good investment, and sometimes they will perform better than Elite Trainer Boxes, but 1-to-1 ratios, typically, Elite Trainer Boxes are more collectible than booster boxes. With that being said, when we look at it from an economics perspective, the two kind of biggest things we like to see is it high demand and is it low supply? When it comes to these Pokemon Center Elite Trainer Boxes, they're not massively produced. They're not coming out in multiple waves like general booster boxes and Elite Trainer Boxes. So with that being said, Pokemon Center Elite Trainer Boxes are something that I think will be, in my personal opinion, the future of kind of long-term investing in overall Pokemon sealed product. With that being said, of course, kind of doubling down on the overall Sword and Shield Brilliant Star train, I think that having the opportunity to buy these at $50, I would not be surprised if in the next 6 months, this will be worth at least $80 to $90, which in my personal opinion, of course, would be almost, well, not my personal opinion, but just, mathematically speaking, that's almost a 100% return if we're just talking about a general value, not including, obviously, if we were to sell it and all the fees that came with it. But with that being said, an item to have that kind of retained value in 5 to 6 months, especially knowing that there's not going to be a massive reprint for it. Of course, take everything I say with a grain of salt. Elite Trainer Box exclusives on Pokemon Center are still relatively new, so it's highly unlikely that they would do that, considering from what we've seen with Chilling Reign and Evolving Skies being the first two. Haven't seen any of that, but I see these as being an amazing opportunity, especially ones that could perform super duper strong in the long-term future. Now, with that being said, the next one, like I said, going back to Fusion Strike, I think this Fusion Strike Elite Trainer Box also could perform personally really, really well. Of course, once again, I can add this to the cart. It won't let me, I'm not going to click on this right now because it's going to show my personal information, but if you do have a pre-order as well as one that can ship out right now, it won't let you add multiple to the cart. But if I were to go in and erase the 4, which I won't do right now, but you would be able to order these Fusion Strike right now. Like I said before, I want you guys to take a look at these things because I want you to see that these opportunities are still available right now. You're not missing the bandwagon. If anything, you're kind of ahead of the curve by taking a look at a lot of these things. Not to mention the fact of the matter right now, if you want to, we can take a look. We go right here to TCG Player. We can go take a look at Fusion Strike. Now, I don't know if this is necessarily going to show up, but if it does, great. That'll be awesome. Let's go high to low. I don't know if it's going to pop up, but I hope so. We're going to, of course, be taking a look and seeing the value. Here it is. So as you guys can see, Pokemon Center exclusive Elite Trainer Box. If we look at the actual lowest listing sale, $72, $73. Obviously, most recent sale sold for $72 today. With that being said, you're saying to yourself, if you can go buy this right now for $22 less, and it's selling on a secondhand market, and this is available to sell, you're literally making, gross $22 the minute you get this. Of course, if you were to sell on TCG Player, there's going to be additional fees that are included in that. But hypothetically, saying to yourself, this is still available for purchase, and you're already setting a super high base for profitability, especially if this is something that within the next, 3 to 4 months is going to go out of stock. It could go out of stock in the next month or two. But with that being said, it just goes to show you that these have a very, very high floor in regards to the overall value that you can really get out of these long term. And Fusion Strike so far has been an undervalued set. In my personal opinion, I think long term it will perform really well because you have the Mew, you have the Espeon, and Evolving Skies did great because of all the Eeveelutions. And Espeon, of course, is one of those that was not included in the set, and people were going to want to collect that. It has the Gengar. It still has very desirable Pokemon cards. Sure, you might say it has other ones that are not super desirable, like the Sandaconda, like the Genesect, but with that being said, it's still more or less a desirable set, in my personal opinion, or at least it will be long term. And not to mention the booster box design, in my personal opinion, the Elite Trainer Box design is absolutely beautiful. That's funny, because of the blue design. I think it's very, very unique compared to when you take a look, of course, to the regular Elite Trainer Box, which it's still a cool color, but to add that kind of vibrant blue to it, kind of cotton candy-ish, I think is a really, really cool one to collect, in my personal opinion. So as far as it goes, I've given you guys 2 Elite Trainer boxes. I've given you guys 2 booster boxes. Now we're going to go a little bit off the cuff in regards to what, in my personal opinion, is going to be really good investments outside of this. And I don't think this should be a shock to many people in regards to what I think is going to perform really well. But the Eeveelution Vmax Premium Collection boxes. So for those people that don't know, if I'm correct, they are going for around $40 MSRP. Now you might be saying to yourself, Eli, $40 MSRP online, they're selling for an extra $50 more for a set of 3. Well, if you're lucky enough, of course, I'm not saying this is, personally lucky, and this is my personal opinion. If we're going to say top 5, if I were to rank it, I'd probably put these in the bottom 5. Not for any reason of why I think it's going to perform the worst, but the reason why I'm going to put it in the bottom 5 is because we're talking about the overall opportunity that it's going to, more specifically opportunity cost in regards to, are you able to access this product right now? I went into my Target the other day, and the shelves, which of course for a lot of people, I know it's not, scalpers are still in the area, but in my specific area, things have gotten really good. Before, I was lucky if I saw even a pack on the shelves, but I went into my local Target the other day and I saw the shelves full of these. Of course, they're behind a glass case, and there still is a limit 5 to 6 for my local Target. But with that being said, if you are someone that wants to look at these from a long-term perspective, I think picking up a couple of these for $40 is a really good long-term opportunity. Of course, I'm not someone that's advising to go in and scout, because I myself, I don't do that. I'm not a scalper. I'm not condoning scalping. When I did go into the store and I saw them, I bought 1 of each, and there was still 5 of each left. So I maybe took like 15% of their supply, if you think about it that way. 20 boxes, I took 3. Big whoop. I'm a huge scalper. You know what I mean? And the reason why I bought some for myself is because I'm still limited in regards to what I'm able to get from my distributor, because there's still a relatively decent demand for the market, enough to where my kind of supply is increased, but the overall margins have gone down. But of course, with that being said, I still like to have them, as you guys can see, displayed in the back. I have 3 up there that I have displayed, and then I have extra 3 in case I want to open them, as you can see right there. So it's one of those boxes that I do think is going to be, of course, a really good term long-term investment. One of my only concerns that I can personally say in regards to if you are to buy them in store versus if you are lucky enough to be able to purchase them online is in regards to keeping a lot of your sealed product protected, especially long term. Finding these boxes sealed, especially when you're buying cases of Elite Trainer boxes, cases of booster boxes. Getting a case of the Ultra Premium is very hard unless you're, of course, someone like myself that gets the custom boxes from my distributor, or you're able to buy them online in 2 sets of 3 because a case is considered 2 sets of 3. It makes it very difficult to kind of store them, and they are very easy to rip. So if, it's worth it, in my personal opinion, if you are serious about this kind of long-term investment strategy, I do highly recommend trying to get some custom size boxes. You can probably look up the dimensions online for what they are and really see about getting them well protected if you do intend to purchase them, because the last thing you want to do is throw it in like a shelf somewhere and then, something not even relatively heavy, but just like something with a little bit of weight to it gets thrown on the boxes. It gets damaged. It ruins a good portion of the value if you see a little bit of a tear or a nick, because that is something that is, why I tend to stray away from a lot of these collection boxes. Although, of course, I do think collection boxes could be something that is a good long-term investment. Of course, in regards to the overall protectability, it is something that I can say from firsthand experience, they're very easy to rip. I mean, I've got 2 of the Charizard Gx gold boxes, which I also will say, kind of an honorable mention, will be a good long-term investment, my personal opinion. Went to Walmart the other day. There was 10 on the shelf. I didn't buy any myself. Should I have bought some? Probably, especially considering there's so many. I could buy 1 or 2. It's not like like I said, it's not like I'm scalping, and I believe in the product. But as far as it goes, I do think they'll perform really well. I just, once again, man, when it comes to the overall protection, when it comes to these boxes, that's where I get scared. I have 2 personally, one to display, and one of them was going to be for kind of an investment, but it actually, once again, had a tear in it. It's because it's so easy for these things. So you have to be very careful when it comes to it. Can you get a good long-term return on it? Of course. I mean, we're seeing these, for a set of 3, MSRP over $50 for a set of 3. I mean, if you really want to do the math, that's 50 divided by 3. It's like $17, something around that price, which is an extra 17 to the 40. Add that 57. Do a little bit of math. You're saying to yourself, that's about an extra 40%, I want to say, in regards to each box that you're paying. So you're already had a high floor if you were to find these in store for a cheaper price. And then not to mention for the Charizard Gx Shiny, they're also MSRPing for about $50 if I'm correct. And if you can find those in your local Walmart, I think once again, the floor for those. I mean, even online, if I'm correct, you're able to find them for relatively cheap. Of course, we can see down the line if they are kind of one of the recent top sale items. I don't think it's going to pop up, but if it does, great, we can take a look and see. But at the end of the day, in my personal opinion, if you can get them for around $50 to $60, that's still a great deal, especially when you consider the fact of the matter that, yeah, it's not popping up, so we'll just keep talking about it. Especially when you consider the fact of the matter that in my personal opinion, these are collection boxes that are, once again, following the same pattern. They're going to be high demand long term. Charizard, Reshiram, Zekrom, Pikachu for the GameStop exclusive one, and they're going to be low supply because they are Walmart and GameStop exclusive. They're not just being handed out to a ton of distributors. Let's take a look. Reshiram and Charizard Gx. We can just take a look, see if the box pops up. There it is, guys. Okay, so it actually does look like it has gone up relatively fast in value. So if you are able to, of course, find it for, like I said, that around the 50 to 60 mark, that goes for both boxes. Of course, you can find the other box, like I said, local Walmart and also your local GameStop. If you're lucky enough to buy it online, awesome. That's a great opportunity in my personal opinion. But as far as it goes, lastly, for my opportunity picks, and this is once again going to be kind of off the cuff in regards to what I'm going to be picking, and I'm going to be explaining why I think these are great opportunities. Do I think, once again, they could yield as high of a percentage? Personally speaking, they could, but nothing's 100%. But we are just going to take a look at them anyway. And the reason why is, once again, Fates Collide Lost Thunder booster boxes. In my personal opinion, I think these could perform really well long term, especially in the medium term, because once again, I've talked about this before, guys. We had some recent product that was older, and these are both, of course, including the Lost Thunder and the Fates Collide booster box pre-release kits that were showing up on the market. And with them showing up on the market, of course, it brought the prices down by a ton. Fates Collide booster boxes were going at one point for over $500, and now they're going for around $300 at the low. If you can find them for anywhere cheaper, then in my personal opinion, you're looking at a great opportunity to invest. Same with Lost Thunder booster boxes. They were going for upwards of like $450. I mean, the value of that has obviously, scaled back quite a bit. Of course, it hasn't seen such a huge, monumental drop as if it were a full-on reprint, but enough to where if you are someone that's trying to get a hold of XY products sealed, as well as Lost Thunder, Sun and Moon era, I should say, specifically sealed booster boxes that you think could, be added onto your collection and also be seen as a good long-term investment, as a good opportunity to get in right now. My personal opinion, these are two other items that I would say as honorable mentions. But once again, kind of wrapping it up, in my personal opinion, the main 5 that I'm going to be telling you guys, or, the main 4, I guess I should say, is actually, no, I think it's 5. It's the Brilliant Star Elite Trainer Box, Pokemon Center exclusive, Brilliant Star booster boxes, Evolving Skies booster box, and then the Fusion Strike Pokemon Center Elite Trainer Box exclusive, and then of course all the other honorable mentions that I listed. Those are going to kind of be my top picks going into 2022. Obviously, it could potentially shift and change as we see more things coming out into the market. Obviously, we had talked about the next kind of Hidden Fates / Radiant Collection set that's going to be coming out sometime in the near future, and we actually have some kind of news in regards to the next set that's going to be released. I'll give you guys my personal opinion based on just the name and what I think could potentially happen with that, but this is just my overall take on some of the kind of sealed product that I think could be a good long-term investment. Of course, as always, if you have any questions down in the comment section below, please feel free to let me know what your guys' thoughts are. If you think some of these picks are good picks, bad picks, if you have other picks for yourself, please let me know, as I love to hear your guys' feedback and kind of take a look at other parts of the market in regards to good opportunities to invest. And like I said before, probably my next 2 videos that I'm going to be making for the week, Wednesday and Friday, are going to be investment related videos. One's going to be my top overrated picks, items that I think are either overvalued currently or I do think will be not as good of long-term investments as a lot of people think. And then I'm going to also make another video as well in regards to kind of looking at the overall market in the, how is it I myself or just other investors in general make money from a short-term, long-term, and medium-term perspective, and a lot of just the overall kind of investment strategies that most people that like to do this, as a side hustle or for a living. But as far as it goes, with all that being said, as always, thank you guys all so much for watching. Please make sure to leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe to the YouTube channel if you are interested in getting into our weekly giveaways. All you, of course, have to do is comment and like any of the 3 videos, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, like I said, as well as be subscribed. And we are going to be in the next 30 subscribers, hitting that 1,000 mark. Can't thank you guys once again enough for the support. And once we do that, we will start to give out 8 packs to each of the 3 winners. And we will transition into Brilliant Star packs being given away instead of Fusion once the new set comes out. But as far as it goes, once again, thank you guys all so much for watching. Until then, I will see you guys on Wednesday. Peace.